it also applies to the quest for climate action and a just energy transition. Gotong royong, things in life are just so much more successful if we all work together, if everyone pitches in. Ladies and gentlemen, the energy landscape in Malaysia has evolved rapidly in terms of efficiency, diversity, and sustainability. The energy sector has long contributed to our development and growth. However, emissions have also increased in tandem with this progress, necessitating an urgent transition towards a low-carbon economy. In pursuing a net-zero future, the journey requires not just technological innovation, but a comprehensive shift in our mindset, strategies, and policies. Thus, this year, the government has just formulated a National Energy Transition Roadmap, or NETR, which will guide us in this delicate balancing act. Our commitment to the energy transition is steadfast, and our targets are clear. By 2050, we aim to elevate the share of renewable energy in our power generation capacity from the current 25% to 70%. In our endeavor to achieve a net zero future, the transition of our energy sector, which is accountable for more than half of our greenhouse gas emissions, will play a pivotal role and act as a driving force. Hence, we believe that a progressive, robust, and well-developed renewable energy sector will move Malaysia forward. This will open new green business and investment opportunities to the country to further expand our economic value and base. Malaysia will embrace the energy transition and the broader sustainability agenda as a national mission. Ultimately, this will make us a regional leader in the clean energy industry. The heart of this transition lies in the significant acceleration of renewable energy capacity deployment. We understand that a robust, low-carbon transition in the power sector is fundamental to providing access to green electricity. We firmly believe that a clean grid is pivotal in shaping a future marked by lower greenhouse gas emissions in electrification. This is why I say that while shifting to renewable energy is crucial, we also need to focus to the three most important things in this transition: the grid, and the grid. We have to realize that winning over the public is a crucial part in this quest towards sustainability. And that can only happen if we show that renewable energy is not only sustainable, but also reliable and affordable. Recognizing the grid's indispensable role to accommodate the evolving energy landscape, the government is working closely with utilities to ensure that that requisite investments are in place to facilitate this transformation. Tenaga Nasional Berhad, our national utility company, has laid out an extensive grid development plan roadmap with a commitment to invest over 90 billion ringgit, about $15 billion over the next 6 years to cope with the increase in variable renewable energy. Moreover, the amplification of renewable energy in our power sector resonates with the surging demand for green electricity, particularly from multinational corporations, RE100 companies, data centers, and organizations dedicated to fulfilling their ESG objectives. We anticipate that the greening of our grid and accelerating the share of our renewable energy in our electricity supply will unlock novel green business and investment opportunities, further expanding our economic value and base. To date, we have implemented various RE initiatives, including the feed-in tariff, the net energy metering program, the corporate green power program, and the green electricity tariff program. These initiatives, I suppose you can call it Malaysia's sustainability quest, a sort of a green gotong royong, which will empower businesses to access green electricity, aligning with their ESG goals and mitigating their Scope 2 greenhouse gas emissions. In the upcoming years, Malaysia plans to shift nationwide towards sustainable economic practices and lifestyles, leveraging digitalization to advance our net zero ambitions. This shared dedication reflects our commitment to environmental stewardship. Recently, we were in attendance at the program for the coal transition accelerator, which was chaired by the President of France. And there we informed that we are considering at this moment an RFI, request for information, to look at coal decarbonization measures, whether it's through mothballing, early retirement, coal-firing, or any other measures. But we must also realize that it cannot be about increasing green energy capacity alone. There is a limit to this economic model. We must not forget about managing our demand, about energy efficiency, and that is why the recently passed at the lower house, the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Bill will play a crucial role for us to manage how we use our electricity and to make it more efficient. But for any transition to be just and fair, we must balance the competing aspects of the energy trilemma that require us to balance sustainability along with security and affordability. And how can we ensure that climate action remains inclusive? It is my hope that the distinguished guests that we have today, people from the industry, people from the academia, from the public sector, will thoroughly examine this matter. Undoubtedly, the government of Malaysia is actively seeking to lead the way in addressing climate change inclusively. The controversies over the loss and damage fund should be instructive to us all. Our efforts at climate change and energy transition will fail without funding. And securing the funding needed will not happen if the wealthier industrialized nations that have contributed the most to global emissions and also profited the most carry a heavier financial burden. And I might add that they ought to do so without being rigid or doctrinaire to control all the purse strings. We have to realize what is at stake: the continued existence of the human race. Rather, we should be directed by the common but differentiated responsibility and respective capability rule, which states that while all countries should tackle climate change, it is the wealthier ones that must bear the bigger responsibility. We must stop operating within existing archaic and politically compromised structures, but be bold enough to create entirely new structures capable of meeting the unprecedented needs of vulnerable nations struggling against climate change. That is why the COP presidency's support for the Bridgetown Initiative, calling for a more inclusive and equitable global financial system, in addition to tabling one of the most pro-climate financing agendas to date, is so promising. This would mean reforming the Bretton Woods institutions, creating a new global development bank that is not monopolized by any one power, and establishing an entirely new global financial transaction tax. But for it to become a reality, it requires the support of industrialized Western nations and a radical departure from the norm. This can and must happen. The survival of our planet calls for it. In fact, in the immediate aftermath of the Second World War, what America did was instructive. They created the Marshall Plan in Western Europe, and also a plan to help countries in East Asia, including their defeated enemies, Germany and Japan, to recover. Because they know that if Japan or Germany did not recover, it was not positive for the stability of the world order. And they spent a lot of money, and that became the engine of the new growth of the world. It was done in the past, and I'm sure it can be done again. Ladies and gentlemen, as Malaysia aims to become a regional leader in the clean energy industry, we are actively decarbonizing our energy sector, reducing our coal dependency, reinforcing our grid, and ramping up our renewable energy capacity. While our move to embrace sustainability has been gaining momentum, emphasis is also given to ensure that we can continue to provide affordable energy and energy security. This year alone, while we embark on this new ambitious agenda with regards to renewable energy, we are also reducing our blanket subsidies so that it is only those who most deserve it get the subsidies. For electricity, our calculation is that the richest 10% of households get half of the amount of subsidies. And that is a great injustice. We are blessed with a strategic location, vast natural resources, potential renewable energy, and a growing pool of talented people who appreciate a green economy. We see energy transition as a commitment beyond buzzwords, addressing climate challenges, fostering innovation, and creating a sustainable future. The urgency for Malaysia's shift to sustainable energy is fueled by global commitments, particularly the Paris Agreement and the need to fortify economic diversification and energy security. This transformative effort requires a significant investment. The calculation by IRENA was 637 billion ringgit up to 2050. And we invite global collaboration to lead the way towards a net zero future by 2050. The focus of global investment is on the development of renewable energy, energy efficiency, and strengthening the grid and energy storage. Moreover, corporations and enterprises confront a rapidly changing market landscape where carbon costs will reshape business dynamics and potentially strain competitiveness. Meanwhile, the imminent realities of climate change, exemplified by rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and escalating heat waves, highlight the direct and tangible impacts on our daily lives. Beyond mitigating risks, the transition presents Malaysia with the opportunity to restructure our economy and maximize the potential for green growth that balances sustainability, enhances the economy, and create jobs and meet the needs of everyone. To ensure the energy transition is just and fair, it must involve all sectors and all countries must contribute if humanity continues to thrive and invest in this transition. Thus, join us all on this journey towards a sustainable future for all. I am pleased to announce that we will again host the Biennial International Sustainable Energy Summit, ISES, next year. Organized by the Sustainable Energy Development Authority, SEDA, Malaysia, the 6th ISES 2024 will take place from the 20 to 21st of August in 2024 in the Kuala Lumpur Convention Center. Aligning with the Government of Malaysia's direction, the 6th ISES theme, Accelerating Energy Transition Through Innovation, is timely and underscores our commitment at COP28 to expedite the global shift towards sustainable energy through innovative approaches. Considering the global momentum towards a cleaner and more efficient energy solutions, innovation play a crucial role in expediting this critical energy transition. The upcoming ISES will emphasize the transformative potential of innovative solutions. Innovation, a pivotal aspect of advancement and progress, will take center stage in the era of cleaner and more efficient energy solutions. Often, the science is already there, the tech is already there. We may have to make the economics work, but it's the political will that is needed to ensure that we can realize this. And that is my job, fortunately or not. Ladies and gentlemen, I've outlined these various initiatives to demonstrate that when it comes to climate change and energy transition, developing countries like Malaysia are not just seeking handouts. Rather, in our several ways, we are actively seeking to transform as well as decarbonize our economies, and in our doing so, support global efforts at the same time. What is needed is for the wealthier countries to give their counterparts the critical push needed to get everyone over the line. Many of the developing world and most of the developed world remain committed to the various climate agreements, but it is some members of the developed world that go in and out of these agreements. Before I conclude, I would like to once again thank all of you for your participation in our events. I would like to record my appreciation to the organizing committee that has been working hard to ensure the realization of Malaysia's pavilion at this COP28, including the various energy programs today. It was one of the things that when I took office about 1 year ago, and I got the feedback of what we needed to do better, and we convened not just the government side, but also the private sector, both from JLCs and the MNCs, but also from the civil society, to see how we can run our Malaysia Pavilion better, and I would like to congratulate the entire team for this. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, let us forge ahead, united in our dedication to a sustainable, resilient, and green future. We stand firm in our commitment to not only meet but exceed our climate goals, and we invite the global community to join hands in this collective effort. Together, we can pave the way in accelerating a just energy transition to create a sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Nazmi, for the insightful and inspiring opening remarks. I would like to invite the Honourable Minister to the center stage and kindly invite Dr. Ching Tu Kim, Secretary General of NRCC, to present to the Minister the Malaysia Just Energy Transition Prospectus Booklet, which highlights Malaysia's initiative in advancing energy transition. Thank you, the Honourable Minister and NRCC Secretary General. We will also like to invite ladies and gentlemen to watch a short video on Malaysia energy transition, journey and aspiration.
Advancing just, inclusive and equitable energy transition is a mission to transform the way we power up our world while ensuring fairness for all. We need to act now. Malaysia is committed to achieving a net zero future through a just, inclusive and equitable transition. We want to ensure no one is left behind. Driving our transition effort, Malaysia stands ready to decarbonize the energy sector in support of the national net zero aspiration. Recognized as the leader in the Southeast Asia region in WEF Energy Transition Index report, Malaysia is at the forefront of regional energy transition efforts. Guiding the nation's transition are several key approaches. Reduction of coal. We are accelerating the decarbonization of energy source generation, phasing out coal plants and ensuring no new ones are built. Reinforcement of the grid. We are developing a smarter, more flexible grid to facilitate better integration and distribution generation. Ramp up RE capacity. Our goal is to increase the installed capacity of renewable energy to 70%, reaching 55 gigawatts by 2050. Regional interconnection. We envision to be the ASEAN hub for green electricity exchange, fostering a regional shift towards sustainable energy. We believe that energy transition isn't just a buzzword. It is our commitment to address climate challenges while creating new area of growth through innovation in sustainable and renewable technologies. We are dedicated to leading the global transition towards clean and sustainable energy solutions. The conversation transcends social and economic impacts. It's about people. It's about our shared future. Achieving this critical transition requires significant public and private investment of 637 billion ringgit. Malaysia is driving the just energy transition and stands ready to lead the way to net zero by 2050. Join us on this journey to create a sustainable future for all.
Malaysia is taking a major step in the climate mitigation action. As we look forward to advance and decarbonize our energy system, we are actively looking into energy transition towards a sustainable future. We are actively looking into the global energy landscape to assess the best practices that Malaysia can emulate. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to request the Honourable Minister and NRCC Secretary General to the stage, together with Dato' Hamzah Hussein, the Organizing Chair of the 6th ISES to 2024 and CEO of SEDA Malaysia, for the soft launch of the 6th International Sustainable Energy Summit 2024. I would like to invite YB Nazmi to please place your hands onto the glass panel and look at the screen for the countdown. Thank you, YB Nazmi, for the soft launch of the 6th International Sustainable Energy Summit 2024. I would like to invite YB Minister to the center stage for a photo opportunity. Let's give a round of applause to our YB Minister and our guest of honor. I would like to invite the Honorable Minister and guest of honor to be seated. Thank you. I would like to invite YB Minister and the guest of honor to be seated. Thank you. Thank you to our Honorable Mr. Nazmi Ahmad, Minister of Energy, for the gimmick launching, and thank you to our guests of honor. That marks the launching of the 6th International Sustainable Energy Summit 2024 and Malaysia Just Energy Transition Prospectus booklets. The 6th edition of the Biennial International Sustainable Energy Summit, ISES, organized by the Sustainable Energy Development Authority SEDA Malaysia in collaboration with NRECC, will showcase groundbreaking sustainable solutions through in-depth deliberations on various sustainable energy-related topics, technology showcase and exhibitions, including trade and business programs. Once again, thank you to all of our guests for your unwavering support. Let's continue to engage, collaborate, and make a difference. Wishing you all a wonderful rest of the day and looking forward to seeing you in the upcoming session. Thank you very much, ladies.